Alright, Shalom. First, I'd like to begin by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kodash. Alright, double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that rule well. Peace and blessing to the brothers that pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. Alright, and not for vain glory. This is Howard from GMS Trinidad, and can just here to do a quick video on the destruction that about to come to Edom. Right, Esau, the so-called white man. Right, and start with the first scripture, um, Ezekiel 34, Ezekiel 35 and verse 1. Right, and it says, moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Right, so we know that Mount Seir basically is where Esau, the Edomites, used to dwell. But now we can say that Mount Seir basically is America, Babylon. Right? So it says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hands against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Right? So the Most High say he will make the land most desolate. And when you go into the meaning of the word desolate in the blue letter, it tell it it says wasted, right? It said wasted, right? And more or less it come like a omen, because Esau, when he came out of his mother's womb, she called him Aishashva, which means wasted away, see, right? So the Most High, he himself name is wasted away, and the Most High going and waste away basically the kingdom of Edom, right? They are going to be wasted away, they are going to be destroyed, right? Verse 4, it says, I will lay thy city waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. Right? You see, the Most High said, thou hast a perpetual hatred, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel. Right? That what Esau does do, and he used to do, and he's still doing it. Right? Shedding the blood of the children of the Most High. Right? If I could go into the word, if I get here, hopefully I get. So like perpetual. It means something forever, right? It means, so he had a long hatred for the children of Israel, right?
Perpetual also goes back into eternal or everlasting.
Eternal, right? That's the word I was trying to get. Eternal, right? So he had an eternal hatred for um children of Israel, his brother basically, because really and truly Esau is his brother, right? But he broke that brotherly covenant. Right? It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Yeah, right. So that goes back to when the Grecians took us here in slavery, which is the so-called white man, right? Who went on as our slavery or iniquity ended basically in 1833, where they abolished slavery. But what, Esau refused to let us go, just like Pharaoh, right? So we went on, but he still did what? He still punished us, right? And still have us in hardcore bondage, and have some of us in a docile state. I mean the two-thirds, right? But even the men who is the hopeful elect was in that docile state of mind with Elias, right?
Right? Verse 6, it says, therefore, as I live, said Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
And that goes back to what that goes back to the law, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, right?
Can.
Because Esau doing what taking innocent blood. So the Most High now has a scripture say in Jeremiah 49. I don't know if you want to get that. Jeremiah 49 and 12.
Can. This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verses 12. Right? It says, For thou, for thou, for thus said Yahweh, behold, thy whose, thy, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken.
Yes, so that was slavery. Alright?
Yeah, and they one of the pieces I was gonna break. Can
Come. Yeah.
finish.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so yes, yeah,
yeah,
that goes back to slavery. We being the sons of God, we wasn't supposed to go into slavery and get that kind of punishment. You understand? So we wasn't supposed to drink at the wrath of the Most High. Go ahead.
right. And it says, For thus said Yahweh, power, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken, and thou and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Yeah, because what? Blood going and pursue Esau, because guess what? You took the life of the children of Israel, right? And going into the, the brothers support. I don't know if he finished to the video, but we was talking about it. Our camp leader Makazar John 3:16. When you go into world there, it goes back to cosmos, group, society, a decoration of people, and the Hebrew word there is I will am. Because when you go through the scriptures, really and truly, Israel is an everlasting people. They were supposed to live forever, but the scriptures say due to the envy of the devil, right? Death entered into the world. Alright?
I have a precept in Lamentation 4 and 21. It says, Rejoice and be glad, O daughters of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughters of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughters of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Right? So the Most High say, um, the punishment, the punishment of Israel, the children of Israel, the children of Zion will be no more. Right? Esau can carry away into captivity again.
God.
Right? But we gonna carry them into captivity. Right? According to the scripture, um, let's know it. Revelation, I'm gonna bring it one time. Right? It says, He that leadeth into captivity, Revelation chapter 13, verse 10, it says, He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with a sword must be killed with a sword. Right? So, the scripture says, must be killed with a sword. Right? So, whatever all it did unto us, right? We repaying all it back. Right? We're gonna repay all this. So the Most High say, well, ain't gonna carry into slavery, but we gonna reverse that. The Most High reverse that. All are going to slavery this time.
God,
Right?
scripture in Isaiah 14 verse 2, I believe, say we shall possess our possessors.
Can.
You understand? So yeah, we're all gonna be our slaves.
I can't wait for that fucking day.
God.
I can't wait for that day. I'm telling you. Hopefully, I'm part of the elect. We are part of the elect. Yeah,
God.
Bashim and Sharat is that. Um, it says, oh, right, that is it. Can. Um, back into Ezekiel 37 and verses 7. Or we back 6. Therefore, as I live, said Yahweh, power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make, with Sam, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, right, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth, and I will fill the mountain with his slain men in thy hills. So the whole freaking America, Babylon, gonna be filled with the dead bodies that you saw
God.
with the Edomites, right? Um, it says, and I will fill his mountain and his slain men in thy hills, and in thy valley and in the rivers shall they fall that are slain by with the sword.
Can. Right? So that go back to Isaiah 63 verse 1, right, where he say, who is this that cometh from Bozrah, right, with his garments dyed in red, and also in Isaiah 34 verse 1 to 5, where he said the Most High going and made his soul in Idumea, right, which right now spiritually is America, right? Why America is called the daughter of Babylon? Because she take the customs of all these confusion, all
Con.
these kingdoms, right? So every nation, the Most High separate the nations. He gathered all the nations and put them there, and they became corrupt with different philosophies and so forth and so forth.
And if I could say this,
Good.
also this little Babylon too, because the scripture say, yeah, here every yeah, would it say that would the anthem say, here
Yeah,
every
every creed
creed
and
and race
race
find an equal place, right? And the most time given every creed and every race.
can.
You understand?
Yes.
So he just
So yeah, Most High going and made his sword on I do in heaven and let it come down on Idumea. And I see ICBM nuclear missiles with Vladimir Putin and all these different countries and leaders have to beat America with it.
gone.
That is how Mount Seir or Bozrah going and become desolate, a total waste. Nothing but for unclean birds and beasts to dwell in. Going back to Revelation 18, I believe verse 5, if I'm not mistaken. Alright? Well,
Right, verse 9 it says, I will make thee perpetual desolation, thy cities shall not return. And right, you say you will make I will make thee perpetual desolation. You see the word perpetual mean
eternal.
eternal waste.
Well,
Right? You're gonna make Babylon and also the Edomite race wasted.
can
Right?
we still have easy?
Wasted away see. Right? Um because thou said verse 10 it says, because thou hast said these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was thee.
Right, and these two nations is what? The nation of Israel and the nation of Judah, right? So that were going on. That he came over here in the time of Christopher Columbus and took the northern tribe, the Caribs, the Arawaks, and Incas, and he also went over there make a covenant with the children of Tyre and Zidon, which are the Canaanites, and
Okay.
brought us over here because the scripture in Jeremiah said the house of Judah and Israel must serve slavery together, right? And it also goes back to the land itself, and it also goes back into America, right? That scripture is more than twofold.
Right? So it's verse 11 says, therefore, as I live, said Yahweh power, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thy envy which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make thyself known among them when I have judged thee, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies.
Can so yeah, Mosai he going and show the Negroes, the Latinos and natives that he's a righteous power by recompensing the same hatred that you had for them upon your own head. You understand? Because you're not supposed to hate your brother in your heart, and that is what you did to Jacob, the so-called white people, and thinking that they're not going to be punished. But Mosai is going to punish you and show himself to the children of Israel and saying, I are not my ways equal and your ways unequal, and also telling them, where have I sinned? Because Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. Because you people fed up murmur against the Mosai, so the Mosai going and put down his foot and show everybody in the world who is boss and that he's for the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Right? It says, heard all thy blasphemy which thou hast spoken against the mount of Israel,
And
saying,
where is them blasphemies, right? You're saying what
we are not the real Jews,
can,
you know?
right? God don't exist.
Yeah,
Them is the Jews, and the Most High don't love the Negroes, Latinos, and the
yeah.
natives because why? He's a wicked counselor according to Nahum 1 and 11. Right, good.
Right? It says, um, they are laid desolate, they are laid desolate, Salakia, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus saith Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate.
Yeah, because thou shalt not be joined with them in burial.
Can. Right? And then the last verse here, he say, let me read over, verse 14 says, thus said Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make you desolate.
God.
When the whole way, when Israel rejoicing, hey, you ain't gonna exist by.
Can.
Right? It says, and they prophecies to come. Right?
Can.
It's verse 15, last verse says, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. Right?
Can.
Idumea is the Greek word for saying Edom.
Can.
Right? For those that didn't know. Right? So this is the book of Malachi. Right? This is just to show the destruction to come on the so-called white man, the so-called white race, which are the Edomites. Right? This is Malachi chapter 1. Malachi chapter 1 and verses start at 1. It says, the burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Yeah, and that what two things that you Israelites just be saying, right? When has he loved us? Most I don't love we. You understand? Look, we're going through this whatever the case is, right? But the most I going and share that he going and repay the so-called white man to face and share that he's a just power and not my ways equal and your ways unequal.
Unequal can.
Right?
Scripture,
Ezekiel 33,
right? It says,
33 and 15. So,
I have loved you, said Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau's Jacob's brother, said Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau,
can put aside Esau. Go ahead.
and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. For it says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, right? But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said Yahweh, of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
Can so that goes back to the Greco-Roman Empire, because the beast had a wound, and they came back and they built back that system, but the Mosai going and destroy it. And when people look upon America with that final destruction, they're going to call them the border of wickedness, because why? That is all inside. That is the only thing that's run through you white people vein. Wickedness. The Mosai going and but make all the borders a perpetual wasteness, right?
Right? It says, and the people against whom Yahweh had indignation forever.
Can.
Right? Righteous judgment. Just judgment, right? Is it?
Yeah, can. Yeah. Right? Indignation forever because why? He's a murderer. Right? And a liar. Two things that the most I hate. Right? A murderer and a liar. And then the pride. All of that is most I going and destroy your whole habitation. Alright? Yeah, blasted Jake. Pants down. That's why two thirds of Jake going to be destroyed too. Because they're just like the father, the devil. Right? Like he probably get buck work in his past life or something.
Right? This is
25 and 12.
yeah. This is Ezekiel chapter 25 and verse 12. It says, thus said Yahweh power, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah, by taking vengeance, and had greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus saith Yahweh power, I will also stretch out my hands upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, right? Teman is a descendant of Esau,
Can.
right? Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And Dedan is a Canaanite, Hamite. Yeah, I think them is Hamite, Hamitic.
Can.
They also will not get cut off because
Can.
they know part of Israel.
Can.
Right, verse 14 it says, I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hands of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, said Yahweh power.
Can. So that our righteous anger will not be destroyed. It's
Yeah.
not to say we wicked, our righteous anger.
You see, with his anger and with his fury,
Can.
right? So that righteous anger, right? Because it touched the apple of the Most High eye.
Can. Like you go to school and your son go in this school and a boy slap your son and you say, hey, slap him back. You understand? So that is according to your father anger. You could touch my son, you're mad.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that is the highest of the highest.
Yeah. So that just a few scriptures we wanted to bring concerning the destruction to come on Esau.
So can.
I want to say Edom, but I say Esau. You know, Esau and Edom in one.
Can.
You know, Edom and basically America, Babylon, right? The destruction to come,
Can.
right? And with that, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem,
Korash.
Khan, right? Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great mercy and rule well, and peace and blessing to the brothers pushing the sword in truth and in sincerity, right? The GMS Trinidad here, peace of GMS Trinidad here,
Can.
just saying shalom to the brothers out there.
Shalom Kalakiam.